What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Fix It with Mike. Sorry I didn't upload last week. Took my niece who's in town from Ohio to the beach, so there was no progress made last week, but here's where we're at so far. It's kind of hard for me to be in there and record and paint at the same time, so I'm going to try to break it down for you the best that I can. There's areas on the car that aren't reacting well, so you can see that not reacting too well. That's not even the worst spot. You got spots over here not reacting so well, and then especially over here, these areas just seem to be not too happy with what's going on. So I'm guessing it's because I just need to sand it down way more. So no big deal. Find this stuff out during the primer stage, that way you can fix it. So we'll let it dry for 24 hours and we're going to strip it all the way back down, and we're going to pick up another can or two of primer and redo those areas. But overall, especially after my initial laying of the primer, this stuff actually lays down relatively easy, lays down pretty good. I'm getting good coverage with it. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you how fast I go with my gun without actually having it on. So give me a second. I'm going to set up my tripod and kind of show you without actually spraying how this is looking. Alright, so you can see I don't have my gun hooked up right now, but I'm going to show you about how fast I've been going with it. So I do have, I'll reiterate it here in a second after I show you how fast I'm going. So distance, I'm keeping it probably about somewhere around that far away. Obviously I'm not keeping that same distance, but doing the best I can. But the speed that I'm using is probably about right there. You go too fast, it doesn't lay down good enough. You go too slow, it lays down too thick. But try to go off the end of the car or let off the trigger. And then be in motion before you hit the trigger. And then you have to use one of these guns. You hit it a little bit, just air comes out. Spray it all the way, and then the actual paint starts coming out. So you don't want to just spray air on it, especially if you got paint, because it's just going to blow the paint away. So like I said, right about here is the speed that I'm using. So when I'm doing that, you can see back in here, I got some real good coverage. I've gotten the technique down. And like I said, I was going to let you guys know, right now, as of now, I'm at 4 quarts of primer. 4 quarts of primer on this vehicle. And that's probably because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is my first time painting, and I'm at 4 quarts. So I'm going to have to go buy another quart or two, because I have areas right down in there that need to be done. The areas that I showed you that aren't reacting too well to whatever's going on there, plus my mirrors and my wing have to be done. So I'm gonna go pick up 2 more. Fuck it, it is what it is. This is a do-it-yourself project. I've become quite keen on doing this myself and having this car completely done by me. Well, one more time for you. Right about here is about how fast that I'm going. Yeah, right about there is about how fast that I'm going. And then your tip, you can just spin it and then turn it sideways to get under here, and it'll keep that fan angle like this rather than you spraying like that. But give me a second, I'm gonna show you this here. Like I said, this is what I've got hooked up to the end of it there. I've got my digital pressure gauge and a water filter. You gotta have that water filter on there so you don't get water in your paint. And I have a 7-gallon air compressor, and it seems to be holding up just fine. I'm not really running out of air pressure. Yeah, it's kicking on a lot, but not running out of air pressure. So that seems to be doing just fine. So we're gonna give it 24 hours. I'm gonna come back out here tomorrow, sand that shit down. I'll probably go get some more primer today, and we'll keep you guys updated.